we dealt with yesterday at the fellowship. If you were not at the fellowship yesterday, you missed it. Unless you were watching it online. I want to just remind the people who are truly working on themselves, the men and women. I want to encourage you to stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, no matter what. If the whole world turned against you, if you find yourself alone or around others, if the deceiver try to tell you you're not going to make it, or it's taking too long, or the pain is too great, you stay with it. If you until you don't go to the meetings, don't watch it online, don't do this, don't give in to that, pay that no attention, and stay with it. No matter where you are in the whole wide world, stay with it. Stay with it, stay with it. Stay on that straight and narrow journey. And you will discover how powerful and strong the truth is. And that God is. The strength of God. You don't know it yet, but you will if you stay with it. So I don't care what people say about you, who walk away. Your wife or your husband want to leave you. Your children want to leave. Let them go. Bye. You cannot and shall not and cannot, will not, ain't not. If you want to know God, you cannot have any other God before him. You can't have any other heroes or anything before God. You should only love God with all your heart, soul, and might, along with nothing else, and then you shall be free. You will be free. And freedom is nothing that you can imagine. You can't imagine freedom because you hear the word freedom and automatically you go into your mind what freedom means. It's not the same. You can be free. There is no reason at all, zero reason for you to be suffering in your life. Zero reason. Really. You, in all honesty, and I'm telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but I had to learn this too. You have no problems. Zero problem. You have never had a problem. You cannot have a problem, and you don't have a problem. You just don't know it because you have been lied to. You, if you want to be free, do what you want. But if you want to be free, you got to unlearn everything that you've been taught. And you've been taught wrongly. And if you notice that people who taught you how to live, how to think, and how to treat others, and how to do this or that, what type of career to get or not to have, or blah, 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 they are miserable. They taught you, oh, you got to get married. You got miserable people telling you how to be free, and you're believing it. It's like an angry elephant telling you how to be better, telling another elephant how not to be angry. You've been listening to people, and that's been your problem. You've been trying to live up to what everyone's saying you should live up to, not paying attention that the people who are telling you these things are miserable. Your family, your parents, your friends, your church, your preacher. They have told you the wrong way to live, and you're trying your best to live up to it. 80 and 90 years of trying, and it's not working. But you won't even stop and say, you know what, this is not working. What's up? Instead, you go through everything that they've gone through, and then you'll make children, and then you try to tell your children to live the way you've been living, not telling them, hey, the way I've been doing is not working. Don't go that way. You've been going to church. Everything. But you don't tell your children it's not working. You can be free, but you can't have any idea of what freedom is. All ideas are wrong. All ideas, all thoughts are all wrong all the time. You gotta let go of your ideas. Amazing, huh? And so we dealt with a little bit with last week biblical question: does Satan know God? Does Satan know God? I'm here to tell you, Satan and his little demons do not know God. He has no connection to God at all. He's been cast away into darkness, and in darkness there's no love, no freedom, no nothing, just darkness. And that's why Satan hates, because he's trying to find a God to worship, and then he finds gods to worship, but he hates the gods that he worship, and so do you. Anyone that has anger is separated from God, and you do not know him. I don't care how many churches, how many times you've gone down and accepted Jesus. I don't care what your thoughts and beliefs are about God and Jesus. You don't know God at all. You've been taught about him. And the people who taught you about him don't know him. They just taught you as to what they read or what they heard. What a mess. Satan does not know God. He does the same thing you do, make heroes, and you call them God. And then you hate your God. Have you noticed you hate all the people you worship? Eventually you end up hating them, and then you blame them for your worshiping them, putting them on pedestals. You don't even see that it's you that's doing it. What a mess! And so stay with it, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, stay with it. I don't care what. Stay with it. Stay with it. And stay with it. And the truth will reveal itself to you, just like the lie has done all of your life. You can overcome the lie. So no, Satan does not know God. And the people fighting in this country. I had someone tell me just over the weekend, I asked, did you vote for the Great White Hope? No way. They were like, Donald Trump is moving too fast. He's moving too fast. You need a bipartisan. He need to be bipartisan. You don't even know what bipartisan means. He was like, he didn't know what bipartisan meant. He's moving too fast. I'm like, moving too fast for who? Is he moving too fast for you? You ain't doing nothing. Amazing, huh? Get your own life, folks. And speaking of the Great White Hope, the Great White Hope has put his mugshot right outside the Oval Office. This is from Ford. A photo taken Thursday by President Donald Trump meeting with the Indian Prime Minister at the White House has revealed Trump's 2023 mugshot, framed and hanging just outside of the door of the Oval Office. Why is this?
This just out. It was a photo that was taken yesterday in the Oval Office. So zoomed out, it just looks like an ordinary photo, right? You see the president there with Modi, the Secretary of State, just a meeting. But when you zoom in into that door, what you see captured in that red circle is the mugshot of President Trump. Now, this is a rather interesting place. This is called Outer Oval. This is where pretty much every guest, with few exceptions, walks through. Then to the left, you see the top of a grandfather mahogany clock. And then you walk into the Oval Office, meaning just about every guest, with few exceptions, some enter the Roosevelt Room, will walk past the Fulton County mugshot of President Donald J. Trump. How is that for irony?
Amazing. How smart is that? Everyone that walked past over to the Oval Office going to see what the president been through, and will be reminded of what he had to go through. How smart is that? Oh, I bet the Democrats hate that. What the? Anger is evil, and anyone that has anger cannot be trusted. You better take an angry person as at his or her word. And don't you try to say, oh, you don't mean it. Yes, they do. They mean it. Congratulations, Mr. President. And one other quick, and then I get to your call. I want to know your thoughts on this. And just a little feedback. What do you think about it? There is an Alabama woman recently posted a video revealing her new "Kill the Klan" T-shirt. I just wonder, what do you think about this message? Watch this from X.
So I'm a nobody from Alabama, and I don't have many followers, and I would love to be doing other things in more aggressive ways. But this is all I got right now. And we're gonna go to Walmart. This is the back. So let's go.
For those that couldn't see, she was wearing a shirt. The front of the shirt was an image of what looked like a Klan member being hung, being lynched, if I may. And the back of the shirt said, "Kill the Klan."
Amazing, huh? Could she have worn a shirt with a black man on it like that? And said, "Kill the blacks"? And she had like she had nothing to do. Somebody trying to get attention. And she going to Walmart like that. You don't think she's doing that for attention? You got another thought coming. What a evil world we live in. A Klan is being hanged. What the? She's trying to get attention. Believe me. Down there in Alabama, nothing else to do. And Satan told her, put on a Klan shirt, make a video of it, and go down to Walmart so you get more attention with it. She's like, okay, devil, I shall do it. 888-775-3773. Joseph out of Florida. Joseph, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, it's great talking to you. How are you today?
All is well, Joseph.
Before I ask my questions, I want to thank you personally. And Bond, I think you guys are doing a great service in this life. And you guys have made a real positive impact on my life. So just want to say that to you here at the very beginning.
You're welcome.
So I had two questions for you, sir. The last time that we talked was about a month ago, and I was telling you about how I got angry with my father, and me and him kind of had a falling out. One of the things that you mentioned to me is that I didn't know what love was. And I'm not trying to make any excuses or anything for myself, but I did grow up in a pretty abusive background. And I really thought about what you said. And, you know, if I'm being honest, I don't know what love is. And so I wanted to ask you, how does a person get to know what love is if they don't know it and they really haven't experienced it?
When they stop hating, when you no longer have hatred in your heart, you will know what love is. You will live in love. You will be of love. You will walk with love. You will be of love, and nothing can touch you.
I see that. You know, I thought I was doing really good with my anger. My next question for you was, I had a situation with a coworker, and I thought I was doing really good with my anger, but me and him kind of got into it, and I want to kind of give you some background and just ask you your opinion about it. I really want to be done with anger completely, and that's why I'm calling you. I have a military background. I was in the Marine Corps for a while, and without giving away the details of my job, I work as a contractor with the Air Force at a particular base. I was walking into work one day, and I saw this airman out of uniform. And I really wasn't trying to start anything with this individual. I just pointed out that they weren't wearing their uniform properly. And this guy copped this attitude with me and everything, and he was in the wrong for doing that. But when he did that, I'm just not going to lie to you. I got mad at him, chewed him out. Later on, he came by my desk to try to apologize to me, but I was, so much in Marine mode or whatever that I chewed him out so much that I didn't even hear this guy's apology. A coworker of mine pointed that out, and that's when I realized, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't have anger whipped like I thought I did. And so I thought I would just call into your show and get your opinion, get your advice, and just ask you what do you think I need to do and work on to really get rid of this, because I don't want to do that anymore, man. I really want to handle things in a calmer and better way. But I am that guy who does not know what love is. And in some ways I don't know how to handle situations like that. I guess at the time I thought that I was in the right because I was a Marine. I'm going to tell you, and this is the right way of doing it. And then, hindsight being 20/20, you realize that maybe there was a better way.
The next time someone treats you that way, let it happen and do not argue back. Don't fight with them or anything. You say to the Marine, hey, you're not dressed properly. And they go, you can't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. Then you drop it. Don't argue with them at all. And feel the pain of not arguing. Feel the embarrassment of not arguing. Feel the pain of thinking that someone is taking advantage of you. Feel the pain of thinking that you're weak, because it's all lies, it's all ego, and when you can endure that ego pain, you shall be forever and ever be free of anger, because it's just all ego. When those things happening, it's not happening to you, it's happening to not you, your ego. You just think it's happening to you because the thought would tell you, oh, you're weak. You're not saying anything. You're not fighting back. You're weak. You're letting these people say whatever they want to you. You're weak. You're the captain and they're the ship, whatever they tell you. And then it tell you, fight back. And then two devils fighting, and there's no love with either one. So let yourself feel the pain of the attack of the ego. No matter how it looks, it's not real.
And everything you said right there is spot on, because that is the truth. Like I was like thinking in my head, man, this guy's in the wrong and he wants to cop attitude. I'm going to show you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that type of thing.
Those evil spirits speaking to you in that very moment, and they made you act out, and then they laughed at you. And then when the guy came over to apologize, they told you, no, don't accept his apology. Look what he said to you. Look how he treated you. Do not accept his apology, and you would not accept it, and they laughed at you again.
That's absolutely true. So I guess where I get hung up on, my man, is, and I'm not trying to use the Bible to justify anger. I really like you pointing out how you shouldn't do that. I really like that call where you said that. I think that was very wise. But there is a scripture in the Bible where Jesus talks about, he overthrew the tables in the temple when the people weren't honoring God, right?
Yes.
And I guess in my mind, I feel like, well, if people are doing things wrong and they got a bad attitude, I need to turn over some tables. And, I understand that I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. And I guess that's like the justification that I use that brings the anger back. And so how do you deal with people who try to antagonize you and stuff? Because I've watched some of your videos. You've had some mean callers, and you've handled them pretty well. And I want to get to that level, and I'm not there yet, but I am trying.
Number one, and a friend of mine told me a long time ago, he is Armenian, and he said that in the Bible when it says be angry but sin not, it means to tremble but not sin. And so when people are attacking your ego and you want to fight back, don't fight back. Tremble in fear or false desire and want to fight back, but don't hate. Do not hate and you'll be free. And secondly, you will be able to deal with all people and especially evil people when you overcome anger because you're going to understand what's happening through you. It will cause you to understand what's happening through others because every human being have the same problem as you. It's just that some people are working on it and others are not. They are driven by evil. They are driven by their thoughts.
Gotcha. Jesse, I'm going to let you go. Man, thank you so much for the advice. I'm going to meditate on it. I wish you and Vaughn the absolute best.
Thank you. Doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir. Morning and night.
Stay with us, and practice during the day, be present. But let whatever happened to the ego happens, all right?
Okay, I'll do that. So,
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Don't hang up. Hold on. Quick break. Back in a moment. Let me go quickly back to Joseph out of Florida. And Joseph want to understand this anger thing, how to overcome that. Joseph, you were about to ask another question, then I had to go to break.
Yes, sir. I was just thinking about what you were saying. And, I guess, maybe I thought, my challenge was to confront other people and destroy the evil in them and make everything right. But just kind of thinking about what you said, maybe my real challenge is seeing the evil in the world and not being moved by it and not being affected by it and being still. And so I think if I understand what you're saying, instead of trying to challenge the world, challenge myself to be still.
Absolutely. Overcome the hell in you, and then you'll be able to overcome the hell in others. You will not be affected by it. But the real hell is in you that's causing you to overreact, causing you to judge, causing you to have fear and anger and all that. It's inside of you. It's not outside of you. It's in your mind and your body. But you think it's happening from the outside when it's really happening on the inside.
And so the way to get rid of that is just to forgive and just watch it and just do nothing about it. Try that silent prayer and be present.
100%. Do nothing about it. When the ego is attacked, let it be attacked so that you can know it's not you and you'll overcome it. Stop identifying with it. In Psalms 4:4, Joseph, it says, stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. So when these things are happening, Joseph, you got to be still and let them happen. And God is trying to save you from the darkness of your imagination, which are and your emotions, which are all evil. Emotions are evil as well, the so-called good ones and the bad one. And He's trying to save you from that. But every time someone attacks you, you feel the pain, the thoughts of the pain, you think it's happening to you, and you're giving life to evil.
And I see that, and yeah, everything you said is right. So I guess, and I don't want to take up all your time, but so I'm going to feel this stuff no matter what, right? That's not going away, but I don't have to act on it.
Right
and
on.
The way that I don't act on it is just to be present. And as you say, it's like, okay, those are the feelings. There's that anger. There's that ego. There's that. I'm not doing anything. And that's that whole being present and sort of what you said there in Psalms, being still.
I promise you, and I'm not making it up. I'm not God, so I can't make it. But I promise you, if you be still and let what needs to happen to the ego, let it happen. And the devil going to be fast speaking, fast talking to you. Oh, they're making a fool out of you. They're taking advantage of you. They're making you look silly. They're not respecting your rank. It is trying to get reaction from you so it can stay alive. The real power is in being still and not overreacting. It's a weakness to overreact.
It is. It is. That's very wise advice.
And it's happening inside of you. The devil makes you think that somebody else is making you feel that way. Somebody else is doing this to you. It told you that guy is doing it to you. He's making you feel this way. He is disrespecting you. That's a lie. It's all happening in your imagination. It's not happening outside. It's happening on the inside. That doesn't mean people on the outside won't try to hurt you. But if you didn't have the ego on the inside, they cannot hurt you on the outside. Everybody has the same problem, that you have. It's just that most people are not working on themselves. You are.
I appreciate you saying that. I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to re-listen to this a few times. And the next time that somebody does something like that, I'm going to really try hard not to overreact. And as you say, you know, they're not doing it in me. That's the hell in them. And I don't have to let the hell in them turn into hell in myself.
Stop arguing with the devil.
Yes, sir. I'll do that. Hey, man, thank you for taking my call. Thank you for all that you do. God bless you. I wish you guys a great day today.
Thank you. And don't argue with the devil in your mind or outside of you, inside of others. That's what the devil wants. Do not argue with people, period. You can speak up for yourself if you need to, but don't argue.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. I wish
Have
you
a great day, sir.
Okay. Amazing. Let me go to Scotland and talk to Andrew. Heard around the world. Andrew, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Andrew?
Hello?
Hey, Andrew.
How are you?
All is well, sir.
Nice. Right. It's the afternoon in Scotland, so it's not the morning, so good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. This one, again, I phoned you on Friday there. It was about dogs. It wasn't a very serious conversation, to be honest. I'm not that interested in dogs. But this one I really am interested in, right?
Okay.
And I've seen you on multiple times say that there's no such thing as friends.
Right.
Right. And if I say to you, candidly and earnestly, that Jesse Lee Peterson, you are my friend, do you consider me a liar?
I wouldn't consider you a liar or the truth. I would just hear it, but put no meaning to it.
Right. So you put no meaning to me saying to you that you're my friend.
Right.
Why?
Because it's just a word. It has no meaning.
No, it's not.
If I had attached, let me just say this. Hold on. Hold on. If I attach meaning to it, now it's gonna feel like ownership, and then when I attach ownership to it, then there's gonna be requirements. You got to act a certain way. You got to be a certain way. You got to do this and do that. And if you don't, then the friendship is over. But if I just let it pass through and put no meaning to it, if you're around being a friend, fine. If you're not being a friend, fine, because there's no ownership. It's like when men and women get married, immediately there's an ownership and they both try to control one another.
Jesse, I'm not going to allow you to relate this to marriage, because friendships are not marriages.
Right, but
all the friendships, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
All the friendships that I've had, it's come to the point where one of us have done wrong in a situation. They've had to apologize. The other person has accepted the apology, and that has created the friendship. So these friendships are born to last, and it usually comes when one person does something wrong to the other person and has to apologize. And do you not believe that that is a friendship?
Why do you need a friend?
This is not a discussion whether you need a friend or not. This is a discussion of whether friends exist.
No, it doesn't. It's a made-up idea, but it doesn't exist. That's why it doesn't last. And then you have to work at it. when you have a so-called friend,
No, I'm not.
you have to work at it. You got to be a friend.
No. Do you have to work on your relationship with Roseanne?
With Roseanne?
Yes.
No, because I don't work on relationship with anything. I mean, I don't work on relationship with anybody or anything. And yet, Roseanne and I are naturally friends.
There we go. So whether
but
you
I don't think of it. I don't
have-
think of it as that. I'll use that word to communicate, but I'm not thinking of that. So if she's around, fine. If she's around, fine. If she doesn't, fine.
Am I saying to you, Jesse, am I saying to you that friends need to be around each other at the time?
They don't need to be around anytime.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Can you hold?
Am I saying that they need to be around?
Can you hold for me? Hold on.
Of course.
Okay, I got to take a break, all right? 888-7753-773. Let me go back to Scotland and talk to Andrew. And Andrew was discussing a friend about friendship. Andrew.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew. Why do you need to call it friend?
I'm not sure, and that's one of the reasons for calling you. I'm not sure why you need to call it friend.
Right.
But what I do know is one of my favorite songs is a song called "What a Friend We Have in Jesus."
What a friend we have in Jesus.
That's what a friend, all the sins into unbear. You know the song.
Oh, because we
do not carry everything to God in prayer.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Nice, Andrew. You got a nice voice.
Oh, no, hey, when I'm on form, I can actually sing, you know what I mean? But I'm never on form when I'm off work. So
nice.
I'm trying to create a little band here as well. But what I'm saying about the friendship thing is, I know that you're sort of right about this, right? But the word saying that you don't have friends is kind of disturbing to me, because I look at it now from the opposite side, whereas I look at it, everybody as my friend, and you're one of them. So
but why not just look at everybody just as people and not put a title of friendship onto it and treat everyone the way you like to be treated? What Andrew dropped. He was in Scotland. He was on hold. We had talked for a while. Maybe the disconnect happened. Yeah, call back, Andrew, if you can. FRANZI, a first-time call out of North Carolina. FRANZI, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey,
is that me right here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I tried to call before, but didn't get a chance to talk.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. I have a very tough problem dealing with women right now, and in life generally. Like everywhere I go, I'm faced with fear.
Yeah.
And I try to relax, especially when I'm in public places.
Right.
I try to relax. But this very strange thing is happening where as soon as I relax, all these low-life people get close to me for some reason. It's almost like I'm attracting these people into my life.
Right.
And
how old are you?
35.
Oh, okay. 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
35, but I feel like for my age, I'm very immature about life.
Yeah.
I feel like not a real man.
Well, most men, all men, until they overcome their mother, they do not mature at all. Because they have a female mentality and emotions.
Right.
They don't mature because of that. So I all men are like that.
And that's how I feel like sometimes I feel like I have this very feminine nature.
Yes, and you
It's
do.
not. It
You
doesn't
have.
feel natural.
It's not. You have the spirit of your mother. That's why you must forgive your mother, so God can forgive you, and He'll take
Yeah.
away the mother spirit and give you back your spirit you had before your mother traumatized you. Have you forgiven her?
Not really. Every time I think about going to talk to her, I get like anxious.
Yeah. And that's why you have fear. You resent your mother. You have anger. You hate your mother, and as a result of hate, anyone that has hate has fear. And so when you're out and about dealing with women, it's like dealing with mama. You fear. All men fear women.
Yeah, I have this weird fear when I talk to women. Like it's strange because I try to fight it.
Yeah.
But the more I fight it, like the more fearful I become.
You're not going to overcome it by fighting it. You're going to overcome it by forgiving your mother.
And also,
let me ask, because of time, are you able to call me back tomorrow or whenever, and I'll take your call as soon as you call in?
yeah, I can do that.
Because I'm only out of time right now, and I don't want us to get cut off here. Call me, if not tomorrow, whenever you can, and we'll pick up on this. It's very interesting, all right?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta male. A man is a male who turned to man. Alpha male. Live right, be right, and lead the way.
Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hey, G and Blue, nice to see you. You know I need you.
We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down.
We went to a cobbler to get new kicks.
Fire department's on site. Upside down. Everybody. Oh, no.
He showed me plenty. I asked him nicely, do you have them in blue?
Because I was inverted.
And this is what you want flying your plane, right? This is what America has come to. It's all about making emotional people feel good. Not that they're qualified or anything, but to make them feel good. I don't know what really happened with the crash in Canada, but I would like to know, was it DEI people flying the plane? Was it women who were not qualified to fly a plane? Women are supposed to be flight stewardesses, not pilots. And I'm not saying that flight were done by women. But I do know that they have been pushing this idea that women are supposed to be pilots. If you notice, everything in America that you have allowed women to take over has only gotten worse. It ain't gotten better, but you're doing it because you're afraid of women and you want to make them feel good because you can't deal with their anger. And so they bitch about, you're not treating me equal. And so you, being in your weakness, you think you got to treat them equal because they're angry and you're trying to make them feel good. And now look what's happening. Again, I don't know who was flying this plane in Canada yet. I would like to know what was the real deal with that. And they probably would never know the real truth. The only way we would know the real truth about this if it's Donald Trump and Elon Musk were flying the plane. That's all the way then the media be like, Donald Trump was flying the plane, or Elon was flying the plane. But other than that, you're not going to know what the real, especially if women were driving or blacks or whatever, transgender or whatever. What a mess we'll come to. But you can overcome that mess. we had a biblical question about anger, intellectual and angry. And I've said that any angry people are stupid people. Have you noticed that when you're angry, you say and do stupid things? Oh, the biblical question at the time was, is anger a part of intelligence or stupidity? And anger is clearly a part of stupidity. Anyone that has anger is stupid, unless you're now realizing it and you're working on overcoming it. You're not accepting it as a norm. Anger is abnormal. And anyone that has anger is stupid. I want to give you an example. Anger is not from God. God even said, think about this, smoke on this. God even said that I have not given you a spirit of anger, but of power and peace and love. But you still go around and say Jesus was angry. So are you saying, I can't even imagine what you're thinking. If God said, I have not given that to you, why do you think Jesus was angry? His spirit came from God. So would God give Jesus anger and then a human being? Why would you want to believe that? I want to show you just a small example of what anger can do and how stupid you look being angry. I want you to watch this video of an Amazon delivery guy getting upset after the customer threatened to report him for not delivering their door, for not delivering to their door. And it's reported that they had 2 large German Shepherd loose inside. Watch this from TikTok.
I want to know your name.
You keep saying video. Do you want to call? Do you want to call Amazon?
Yes.
Do you want to call big Amazon and tell them guys what's really going on?
Yes.
That you guys don't want to shut the door because you got 2 big dogs?
Our door's shut, but yes.
I'm blind. I don't
so now,
know
so,
when the
so now we're taking
delivery's
it back to the race thing.
No, you
it's nothing to do with race.
Right, so in my culture, when you guys put shades on, you know what we call you guys? Karen. You know what Karens are? Yeah.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
So hot. I'm listening.
I'm not stopping him.
I know. I get it. I get it.
My mother's blind. He left the package in the bag.
The point that he was trying to say is that he's afraid of the 2 German Shepherds. For whatever reason, he's afraid.
We understand. That's not an issue.
Just ask.
Who's that? That's the father? Is that the father?
Yeah, he's also blind.
He's also blind.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the problem?
But it doesn't affect his mind. It doesn't affect his brain.
God.
Now do you see that anyone who has anger is stupid? You can't see when you're angry. And I'm not talking about the physical sin, spiritual sin. You're not going to be able to see. You're going to be stupid. And you think it's from God, or you think it's from you. The Amazon worker called the blind customer racist and bragged that his mother's house is 3 times bigger than theirs. Watch this from TikTok.
You're racist. You what?
No, she has nothing to do with
I don't care what I feel. I'm 43. See, her mother blind, but it doesn't mess with her mind. If I tell you, could you please shut the door, the other door? Exactly. That's all I need. So they want to record me and try to make it seem like I'm the bad guy, like all white people do.
I am. I already have it on video. The Amazon driver left the package in the middle of the grass, and it's all because the dogs had the screen doors open. With the...
Where's your mother?
She's talking to the neighbor because all the neighbors are out.
Recording it?
Yep. And now all the neighbors are getting involved.
She got 180 employees. Mother has
Thinks I'm being racist.
Don't ever look down. But listen, when that type of thing make me feel like you're looking down on me. You don't know me. You just know I'm a black guy. That's terrible. That I'm a black guy. My mother's house 3 times bigger than that house. Terrible.
Just don't say anything else. Let him go.
Amazing, huh? Now do you see that angry people are stupid people? If they had no anger on both sides there, they were like, oh, I apologize. Okay, here's the packet, I understand. It'd have been over with. He's saying his mother house bigger than their house. What does it have to do with delivering a package? One lady tried to explain to the guy that my parents are blind, or at least the man and the woman are blind people, and they didn't mean any harm, sir. But once you get angry, you don't hear anything else, and then you get a thrill from arguing. You get literally a thrill from arguing. If don't you get, when you're yelling, you feel good. When you're mad, you get a thrill. And when you're not mad, you have another thrill. It's all evil. All that was just human nature that you saw that. And human nature is evil. Why do you think people treat each other the way they treat each other, one another? They're angry, their hearts are evil, they have no love. There is no love in human nature. Zero. And you fool yourself, oh, I'm a good person. I help the homeless, I feed the homeless, I do this, and you don't even love your children. Angry people bring misery upon their own children. Angry people destroy their own children, and they call it love. I did it because I loved you. I beat you, I control you, I yell at you, I have no patience with you. I did because I love you. I told you what to do and how to live in life because I love you, an angry person would say. One other quick example of what anger can do, and I'll take your calls and super chats. Fox 11 is reporting a security guard at Taco Bell in downtown Los Angeles was seen on camera slapping a woman during a confrontation. I want you to see this from News Karnataka. An eyewitness said the woman may have been targeted due to her possible homeless status at the locations close to Skid Row. Watch it from Fox 11.
Civil rights leaders are demanding action after a guard in downtown LA is caught on camera slapping a woman at Taco Bell Cantina. We want to warn you, some of the video may be disturbing. This happened on Sunday. The incident has gone viral. Activists are calling for the guard's arrest, firing, and a meeting with Taco Bell's CEO to address this. There you go, right there. That was a slap. The victim, believed to be homeless, is being looked for by volunteers. Taco Bell has yet to issue a public statement. It's unclear what led to the altercation.
Amazing, huh? What's this so-called civil rights people getting involved for? Anger. I'm trying to tell you, angry people are desperate, evil people. Here's the cell phone footage of this incident from X. Amazing. You don't have to have anger, folks. You really don't. You don't have to argue with people. You don't owe anyone any explanation. You owe nothing to the world. You are your world. You need to clean up your own world and live your own life. And let everybody else have their anger. Let them have it. You don't have to be that way. Be an individual. Return to the Father by forgiving your mother, earthly mother and father, and God will forgive you and give you perfect peace. You can have perfect peace right here on earth. God did not give you a spirit of fear. Amazing, huh? It's up to you. It has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with finance. It has nothing to do with where you live or don't live, male or female. There are females who are working on themselves now. They have realized, because they were in denial at first, that their hearts were wicked. They were evil, and they were calling themselves good. But they realized it wasn't true. Their lives are changing. Men are doing the same. A few on both sides. Only a few. And that's all it's going to ever be. A few working on themselves. Know thyself and become free. And just know that all human beings are evil and not to be trusted. According to the Father, God. I didn't make that up myself. And if you doubt it, look at what you've thought and the way you've treated people. You look at yourself and see it's true. And then look at how you've been treated and what people thought and how they treat you. Your friends, your family members, your workers, your everybody. Your husband, your wife, and even your children. And you call it love. You call it, oh, I'm just human. Jesus was angry, they say. Let me go to Casey, a first-time call out of Texas. Casey, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, Casey.
Hi.
Hey, Casey.
So my son, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So my son wanted to call in and see if you can help him with his anger.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Oh, okay. And so why did he call on his own if he's 13?
Well, he did, but he wanted me to be with him. It was his idea to call it.
So why isn't he on the phone talking to me right now instead of you?
Well, I can pass you over.
No. Why did you, so that he can learn to be independent, why didn't you just say, well, okay, call him? Why did you have to do it for him? I want to understand that.
Well, that was, I encouraged him to call.
Right.
And then he kind of got a little bit scared. So we decided to do it together. But I guess that's me coddling him.
Well, why did you tell him, you know what, son, don't give in to the fear, call him.
Yeah.
Now he still has the fear because mama stepped in and kept the fear alive in him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, man, he's 13 years old.
Yeah.
Let me talk to her.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, what's your name, your first name?
Bryce.
Bryce?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Bryce. Let me take a quick break, all right?
All right.
I want to go quickly back to Casey out of Texas, first time call. Casey, so are you 13 years old?
Yes, I am 13.
What are you saying it? I mean, so, oh, this is Bryce, not Casey.
Yeah.
So, Bryce, you wanted to call me and talk to me about your anger?
Yes.
And why didn't you pick up the phone and do it yourself? You're 13 years old. Why didn't you do it?
I was afraid.
Of what?
I'm shy.
And why?
I really don't know.
And what does it feel like to be shy at 13?
It feels kind of weird.
Yeah. How did you become shy?
I just get shy whenever I talk to people.
And you're 13, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what does your father say about you being shy? When you talk to him about it, what does he say?
I don't really talk to him about it.
And why not? Have you talked to your mother about it?
No.
And why haven't you talked to your parents about you being shy? Why haven't you spoken to them about it?
I don't know.
How will you get over it if you don't talk to your father about it?
I really don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want to get over it?
Yeah.
And why do you want to get over being shy?
So I can talk to people without stuttering and actually make some friends.
Yeah. And why do you want to overcome your fear?
So I can, you know, call and, yeah. So I can call without, you know, getting shy too much.
Yeah. And how do you know you have fear? What does fear look like and feel like?
And it kind of feels like I'm trying not to do it, but I also like want to do it.
So fear feel like there's something you want to do, but you kind of not want to do it, but you still want to do it, but you can't because you have fear.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh? And how did you become angry?
Just kind of happens, and I don't really know how to take control of my anger, so.
You don't know how to take control of it?
Yeah.
And when you talked to your father, when you told your father you were angry and that you don't want to be angry, what did he say?
Just take deep breaths and focus on the good. And then,
Focus on what good?
well, like the good that I have in life.
So he wants you to take a deep breath and focus on the toys you have?
No.
Well, focus on what?
Focus on the like our family and like all the good stuff and all like the good stuff that I have in my life.
Like what?
Like my family, my friends.
Oh, and did you do that?
Yeah.
And did it work?
Sometimes. Not really.
It's never going to work. And when you told your mother you were angry, and what did she say to do, for you to do?
Usually I talk to my dad, not my mom, but, you know.
Oh, okay. And so what's your question for me?
How can I overcome my anger?
You got to forgive your mother for imposing on you by being lack of patience, trying to tell you what to do all the time or not to do, how to be or not to be, yelling at you and then trying to be fun with you or pretend to be good with you. You got to forgive her for doing that. She cannot help herself. And when you forgive her, God will forgive you for being angry, and he'll take, because that's your mother's spirit in you, he'll take your mother's spirit out of you. He would take away that mindset of anger and all those emotions that come with anger. He'll take it away from you, but you got to forgive your mother for what she's done to you, making you angry as a kid.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
And then forgive your father for not protecting you from her. When you ask your father about protecting you from your mother, what did he say or what does he say?
I've never really thought about doing that.
Okay. Well, forgive your father. Ask him first, why doesn't he protect you from your mother, right? And then forgive him because he's afraid of your mother. Because what happens when you become angry at your mother, and all men and women are angry at their mother, they hate their mothers. That's why they become just like the mother. They get angry, emotional, and have fear and doubt. They become like what they hate. But your father has the same problem. So the woman he married is his mother. So he become the boy and she become the mother. So forgive your father for not protecting you. He loved you. He just didn't know how to protect you from your mother, all right?
Okay.
And so now you got to face your mother and your father. You're going to shake in your boots. But just know fear is not real. It's just an illusion in the mind. And when you let the anger go, fear will disappear. You will no longer have fear.
Okay.
And
I
then,
understand.
and the last thing I want you to do, and I'm not talking about like when you get ready to walk across the road or somewhere, you look both ways so you don't get hit by a car or anything like that. But when you want to do something, but the mind is telling, like you wanted to make this phone call, and the mind is telling you, oh, don't do it. It's going to look silly. You're not going to sound right. Don't pay any attention to that fear. You make the call anyway, you know what I mean? Or do whatever you got to do anyway. And you're going to see that the fear is an illusion. It's not real.
Okay.
But don't worry about that for now. But what I want you to do, apologize to your mother for being angry at her because she can help herself. And God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. You just apologize for being angry. And God will forgive you, all right? And let me know how it goes.
All right.
One last thing. Have you heard about my silent prayer?
Yes, I have.
I want you to start doing that. Rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, silent prayer. I want you to start doing that, all right?
All right.
And so you can stay out of the thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
Okay.
How are you feeling right now?
Better.
And did this help you a little bit?
Yes.
In what way did it help?
It helped by I now know the tools that I need to know to get over my anger and my fear and my shyness.
Right on. And I promise you, if you apologize to your mother for resenting her for what she did to you, and to your father for not protecting you from your mother, all the fear and the anger and everything would disappear. And then do the silent prayer so you could stop living in your thoughts. Those thoughts are not true. The good ones or the bad ones, they're all lies. They're not true, all right?
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, Bryce.
I will.
Oh, man. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
All right. Amazing. 888-775. See, it's the same spirit even at 13. Because it starts in childhood. Fear, anger, loneliness, suicidal thought, none of those things came from God. They are in the hearts and minds of angry people. Satan is your God. And it comes through your mother. And the men and women, you got to forgive your parents so you don't do it to yourself or your children. Anyone that has anger is stupid. And don't let anyone tell you that anger is normal. Look how miserable you are having anger. I want to tell you this. Do what you want with this, but I want you to know you are responsible for you. As an adult, little children, your parents are responsible for you for a while. And then you're responsible for you. But each individual is responsible for him or herself. Nobody else is. And if you blame anyone else for your situation, you're stupid, meaning that you're angry and you can't see. Anyone that has anger is stupid, plain old stupid. And if you notice, you act stupid when you become emotional. Whether it's so-called good emotion or bad, you're still stupid. You are responsible for you. And I want you to know that your government, your politicians, your preachers, your counselors, your Pope, and the Pope is ticked. The Pope is ticked. The Pope, your counselors, your psychiatrists, psychologists, your doctors, your lawyers, your mama, and your daddy sometimes. Your mama are not going to set you free. They're not going to set you free, and they never will tell you, like they used to do in the good old days, they never going to tell you that you are responsible for you. No one else is. And every situation. Now, there are people outside of you, running around, trying to bring situations upon you because of the evilness of their heart. Because of the wickedness of their heart. They try to hurt you because they're happy in their misery, in their hell. Misery is hell. And they want to bring you into their hell because they hate the light that's seeing you, that you might be working on yourself. But you are responsible for you. And nobody, because the evil nature and the wickedness of human beings' hearts, they're never going to set you free. And everything they do is for themselves, but they will say it's for you. This is for you. I'm doing this for you. Mama tell you all the time, I'm doing this for you. No, she's not. She's doing it for herself. And if you have anger, you are blaming others for your problem. And you're stupid for blaming others for your problem. You're even stupid for blaming yourself, for your problems or situations in life. You are not to blame. And as soon as you put your eyes on you, inside of you, to see what's going on in you, not with you, but in you, within you. As soon as you do that, you're going to be first shocked at what you see. You're going to be shocked. But if you stay with it, and go through the shock, you'll be free. But I want you to know, nobody, no ego, and all people have egos, and so they start to overcome them. They are not going to set you free. Your wife, your husband, nobody. They love the misery they bring upon you. Even when they call themselves making you happy, they are making you miserable. Because you're not aware of what's going on, you become addicted to them. And they know it. And then they test you, and they'll pull away a little bit, and they see you cry, and they got you. They feel good. You are responsible for you. And another thing, I want you to know, you can have perfect peace. Right here on earth. I'm telling you, everywhere I go, I ask people now, in a way, nice way, right way, do you have perfect peace? And they say no, and I'm like, why not? I'm only human. Nobody has perfect peace. I'm only human. That's their excuse. And I asked someone yesterday at a business meeting, do you have perfect peace? No. Why not? Well, I'm only human. No one has it. I said, and so I asked, so you base your perfect peace on if everybody has it or not? On what other people have or don't have? And they're like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, oh, that was a question. What's the answer? Stop blaming others and stop blaming you so you can stop being stupid. It's up to you. I'm encouraging you to, but you don't have to. I want you to know you, men and women, are responsible for yourself. You're responsible to work on your own house, inside of your own house. And you owe nothing to anyone else. There was a protest, this is from the New York Times, an anti-Israel protest erupted into violence and mayhem as a swarm of demonstrators flooded a primarily Orthodox Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn on Tuesday night. Watch this from Fox News.
Good morning, Lawrence. Well, this all happened last night in Borough Park, Brooklyn, when a pro-Palestinian group held an anti-Israel protest in the middle of one of the world's largest Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods. The NYPD did its best to try to separate the groups, but there were multiple scuffles and near brawls. The anti-Israel protesters reportedly shouting, "Settlers go back home" and "Zionists go to hell." And there is only one solution: Intifada revolution. Jewish protesters shout back, "Trump owns Gaza and terrorists get out of here." The group PAULA was protesting what they say is the sale of stolen Palestinian land. The NYPD tells us there was at least one arrest, a man charged with assault for punching someone, but we don't know who punched who. Just take a look at this video. A protester alerted police to a knife at the rally. Police tried to clear the scene and found a sizable knife on the ground.
See, stupid people angry, stupid people fighting one another, and they have no clue as to why. Now, they'll repeat what they have been told to say with the reason, but they have no clue. And they are hating one another, and they are fighting one another over something that they have nothing to do with. They ain't gonna get none of the land anyway. But they're fighting one another. Think about that. Just think about that. And that makes sense, right? And they feel good, and they love the thrill of out there fighting one another, calling each other names, and hurting one another. There's a hell, and it's inside of human beings, right here on earth. Hell is right here. There's another location, too, once you drop your body. They're fighting, and they have no reason to be fighting, and they don't even know why they're fighting. But just think about that. They're out there hating one another, fighting like wild animals. And they say they're fighting over the land. They're fighting over this and that. And they have nothing to do with the land. They have been told to go out and fight. Either in school or somewhere. Somebody brainwashed them and said, go out and fight your fellow man. And whomever told them that would never tell them, you know what, I was wrong. I should not have told you to fight. And you were wrong for fighting. They're not going to tell you that. They need you. Because for them, it's a personal gain. Think about it. And you go and fight. I hear grown men and women, but especially men, you say something about their mama, they want to fight your mama. Don't talk about my mama. I'm like, what? You can't say that about mama. They fight over mama. And they get a thrill, and they feel good, and they feel justified. But it's all evil. You are possessed and don't know it. And we all are possessed with the spirit of anger, which is evil, and it causes nothing but destruction in your life. Look how human beings are suffering. They're miserable. Human beings are living a miserable existence. Maurice, a first-time caller out of Virginia. Maurice, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, Maurice.
Yes, sir. First, I want to thank you just for being who you are, and just thank you.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I just want to ask. All right, dealing with incompetent managers or managers with no common sense in the workplace, it's I know it's just like having the, how can I say it? Caring for the job. The morality of the job just isn't there anymore in the workplace. And I don't want to keep jumping job to job, searching for something that ain't going to be perfect.
Right.
And so, just for example, just like I tell my manager something, and he'll forget, and then when he come back around to it, it's like he don't take ownership for it. But then I have to take time out of my day to do the extra work, and it's just getting. Oh, just don't want to get frustrated with it. And I finally found a job that I like, but management wise, it's not efficient.
And so your question for me is what?
Dealing with stupid managers.
So
even though, like you say, we all stupid in some kind of way,
yeah.
But so I've been trying to think about that too, like what's stupid about me, and so then I might find something, but it's just, sometimes it get aggravating when you have to go in circles.
And did you discover what's stupid about you in this situation?
I get mad too fast.
I rest my case. Absolutely.
That's all. I tell my friend, I said, I'm just gonna call for him to say what you've been saying to everyone else. Thank you.
Here's what I want to encourage you to do, Maurice. And if you do this, no matter what dumb, stupid things the manager is doing or not doing, you're going to have perfect peace, and you're going to do your job, and you're going to be fine. You got to drop the anger. You're judging him.
Okay.
And because you're judging him, it's coming back on you. You're burning inside with anger and frustration and anxiety. But if you never...
And that's literally what it feels like, burning in hell.
It is burning. That's what hell is. And that's what fire is. It's the burning emotions. Emotions are not necessary, and they're not good. And so you should... this is a perfect situation for you to overcome that. And that doesn't mean that you cannot and will not speak. If the boss needs something done and he said he's going to do something, he didn't do it, you could just remind him that, well, you said you're going to do that. This is why this happened. But if he rejects it or accepts it, don't get angry.
Yeah, it's the emotion behind it where I feel at.
Absolutely. You're angry. Anger is evil. You're possessed with anger. And anger is stupid. You act stupid, you feel stupid, you do things and think stupidly.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you make a good point. Everywhere you go, no matter where you go, you're going to have to deal with people, and the situation is never going to be right. But for you, it'll be right if you drop the anger.
All right.
And so when you see this boss again, the thoughts and the emotions are going to want you to overreact. They're going to want you to say something. They're going to want you to be mad. They're going to want you to burn. Don't do anything about it. Just feel it. If you don't catch the thoughts in time, you think it and feel it. But do nothing about it. Don't react to it. Live in it. Live with it. And the Spirit of the Father will take that away from you. He is trying to save you from that. That's the ego nature that God is trying to take out of you. It's spiritual. It's dark, evil spirits.
See it. The key is to see it, but don't react to it.
Don't react to it at all. And I want you to notice too, it's going to try to force you to say something or do something. Because
yeah.
it stays
It's almost like if I don't say anything, it feels like I'm going to explode.
Yes. And then it's going to tell you you're weak. You're afraid. You're this. You're that. It's telling you that. It's not you telling you that. It is telling you that so that you can react and give it life, which is death. But it feels like life. It stays alive in you from your reactions.
And that's what I want to kill.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. That's, thank you for you. It's just everything is just simple, more simple than what we think it is.
Yes. God's ways are perfectly simple. His ways are easy. His burdens are light. There are no anxieties and worries and fears and jealousy and strife and revenge and any of that kind of stuff when you come over to his way.
Yes, sir.
And so let that happen. If the boss is doing whatever he does, and you're gonna watch, you're gonna hear these things talking to you to try to make you react. They're gonna force you to try to make you to overreact. And when you overreact, they're gonna laugh at you for overreaction. And then after they get through laughing, they're gonna give you another crazy thing to react to. And then if you're not aware that it's just thoughts telling you that it's not you, you're gonna do the next crazy thing. And then they'll laugh at you, and then you'll cry.
Yep, then the victim blaming and paranoid and all of them is just evil spirits.
100%.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And that's what it means when it says let go the ego. It means let go of the false self. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. You're none of those things. You got to let those things die.
Yes, sir. I've been working on it in my, I don't know why I've been trying to separate my personal life and work life, which is all the same. It's still life.
Yes. You can't make it change. You can't separate anything. You do the silent prayer. You practice being in the light. Meaning that be present. When you're present, rather than in your head thinking about the past or the future, when you're present, the Spirit of God will separate you from evil. And it will show you how to do your practical work. Go do an amazing job at work and have an amazing day and all that. But you can't do it. The light would do it for you.
Okay.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm honestly, I'm not. I do it pretty good in the morning, but at nighttime is where I fail at.
Beta.
And then
Beta.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop being I'm going to stop being the beta. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to work on you. You are responsible for you, and no one else is.
Yes, sir.
And so I really want to encourage you, practice staying out of the darkness of thoughts. They are not God's thoughts. They are not yours. They are not God's ways, and they are not yours.
All right.
And so next time you see the boss, watch what the thoughts are going to tell you.
All right. I sure will. All right.
But do nothing about it. Live with it. Don't try to take it away. Don't go and get drunk to try to run from it. You live with it. Go about your day. And God said to present your body a living sacrifice, right? And He will take those things out of your body because you're presenting them to Him. You're letting Him do that for you.
And that's where we all fail at is just letting go.
Yes. That's right. Totally surrender. Let go. Surrender all of your misery to God by doing nothing about it and blaming no one else for it.
All right. Yeah. That victim blaming was one of my bad tricks too. And that's gone. And thank God I've been. My last, I guess, physical thing is just smoking weed, and I don't drink or do drugs anymore. Well, trying to quit smoking weed, but so I know that certain things bring thoughts in.
Yep. So don't make the weed a big deal. It's enough to know you like to stop. And when you do smoke, and try not to, but let's say you do, be aware of yourself smoking the weed. Don't go unconscious. You know how it feels so good, you go unconscious, and they say you smoked up the whole pack of weed.
But thankfully, I don't smoke that much no more. I went from smoking all day to just a joint
Nice.
every now and then.
Well, be aware of yourself smoking when you do, but don't judge it. Don't tell yourself.
All right.
Don't say, "I'm an addict." Don't do that.
Yeah, I beat myself up too a lot, and I blame it's not even me. Like you say, I've been hearing you speak more of the I and me thing, which is not even real.
Right. And when you blaming yourself, that's what they call insanity, because there is no you to blame. Who are you blaming? And who is blaming? Who blaming you? How are you blaming you? Who are you blaming? And who is blaming? Who doing the blaming?
I don't know. Nobody. I'm not. It's just funny because it makes sense when it's just all be so simple. We just make it hard for ourselves.
Yeah, because people love their misery. They love their thrills. They love the thrill of anger, and they love the thrill of feeling good. It's all evil.
All right, that's something else too that really stuck out to me when you said the thrill of anger or crying or sad or mad
or feeling good. Someone can bake you a cake and you feel so good.
Yeah, because I just almost told my sister. I said, "Oh," she sent me a picture of my nephews, and I was about to say, "Oh, that just made my day," and I said, "Hold on, how could that? How could?" That don't even. I erased the whole sentence and just said, "Oh, thank you."
Right on. Right on, man. You want to catch
little
those
stuff
things.
like that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I tell you, since my friend showed me to you, I think it's been since September. It's I've been dealing with the hell in me, and I like working, and I don't want to keep. The whole thing is not to run from anything,
Right.
a job or just
Because the problem is not with the job, and the problem is not with the boss. The problem is inside of you, but the spirit of evil is telling you it's outside and it's somebody else. It's really in you. The anger you feel for the boss is in you. The fear you feel is in you. The thing that's telling you to run to another job is in you. The thing that's telling you that, feel anxiety, it's in you. It's not. It has nothing to do with your boss. It's all in you. But then it tell you, your boss makes you feel that way. Look how stupid your boss is. Your boss didn't do this. It's telling you that in you.
Yeah.
It had nothing
we all
to
have
do
something
with
stupid about us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the judging. That's the judging.
Never
the
judge
emotions
again.
behind it.
Don't
Yes,
judge
sir.
with
No,
thoughts.
sir.
Don't judge with eyes. Don't judge with words. Don't judge with gestures. And don't judge with emotions.
Okay.
We are not created to judge. And the people who judge, they are playing God. And that's what the problem is. They would never know God as long as they play God, because when you play God, you're judging yourself and other people. You think you know what you want. You have your own ideas. You have your own plan. You're playing God, and there's only one God.
Yes, sir. Because I don't know why every time something don't go right, I finally started sitting back and saying, what did I do wrong?
What did I not see? It's only because
what did I see? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You were blind. You didn't see it. That's all it is. It's no big deal. And don't let the devil tell you, see, you thought you had it. You don't. Don't pay attention to that.
All right.
All right, buddy. I wish you
Yes,
well.
sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. God bless you now and everyone there.
All right. And you stay with the prayer. You got to stay with the prayer so you can stay present. And then eventually all of the thoughts will be taken away from you, and you will have no more thoughts.
Okay.
You will live a life without thinking.
All right. Yes, sir.
I wish you well. Call me again.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Have a blessed day.
You too, buddy. I want to just play this for you, and I want to know, DEI is happening, right? And they're still trying to hold on to it, even though the president is trying to get rid of it. Trying to get rid of it. But because human nature is evil, they would do whatever it takes to hold on to it. And I don't know what happened yet with these plane crashes, but I'm wondering, is it DEI? Are these people who are driving these planes, are they DEI people? Really? And I want to know, are women driving these planes? Because they don't say. Are these airplanes that are crashing and near miss and all this mess that's happening? Not only are they DEI, I want to know, are the ladies involved in driving or flying these planes? Some of you might not be aware of this, but this is from CNN. At least 2 people are dead after 2 small aircraft collided in midair at an Arizona airport yesterday, Wednesday. Yesterday, folks. This is not the recent one that happened in Canada. This was down in Arizona, right down the road. Watch this from NBC.
This was the scene in rural Arizona today. Charred debris littering this airport outside Tucson after a deadly midair crash this morning.
Small aircraft fully involved in fire.
According to the NTSB, just before 8:30 a.m. local time, 2 small private planes, a Lancer and a Cessna, were flying near the Marana Regional Airport when they collided midair. The FAA says 2 people were on board each aircraft. And while federal investigators say the Cessna landed uneventfully, the Lancer crashed, catching fire. Local officials confirm 2 people are dead. Both planes were flying over what's known as an uncontrolled field that has no air traffic control tower.
Small airplanes go in and out of uncontrolled fields frequently. They depend on radio positions to tell each other where the airplanes are, and also visually to watch out for other airplanes. Similar to driving a car, you look outside to make sure you don't hit anything.
Amazing, huh? Who was driving these planes or flying them? Well, they're not telling us. Why not? I'm just wondering out loud. This is hell on earth. Here's a look at some of the recent planes incidents this year from NBC News.
This has been a troubling year for American aviation. Last month, 67 people were killed when an American Airlines jet and a military chopper collided over Washington, D.C. Then earlier this week, a Delta airliner flipped over as it landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport on Monday. At least 18 people were injured. And tonight, officials say efforts have begun to remove the plane from the runway, which should improve traffic delays at one of North America's busiest airports.
Amazing, huh? In my whole born days, I've never heard of these many crashes in the United States. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just didn't hear about them. They were not reported in the news. No one was talking about it, so I have to believe they were not happening. And these are like almost back-to-back kind of a stuff. Why? CNN has said even with the past month of aviation incident, January preliminary data from the NTSB shows there are a record low number of airplane accidents nationwide among private and commercial flights. Okay, convince me of that. This is watch this image from NTSB.
Yeah, here's that data from the NTSB, accidents by calendar year and month. And as you can see, in the year 2025, there were 63 accidents in January and 31 in February, showing a downward trend compared to the years previous, which hover between 80 to over 100, and with an upward trend in 2024, 80 in January, 93 in February, 113 in March. Only in 2025 did those numbers start to change, go downward.
Amazing. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. What is going on, folks? They're not going to tell us. Do you know that? They're not going to tell you. Because if they tell you, you might start thinking for yourself. Let me go to Denny out of Bulgaria. Let's see here. Denny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good day, Mr. Peterson. I hope you're doing well, sir.
All is well, Denny. I hope the same for you.
It is. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. You have a remarkable biblical question, but before I try to answer it, may I please say something about gold and property?
Yes.
Ever since I was 18, I'm still working, and I'm always trying to work at least 2 jobs, and indeed 10% saved, but in gold, I don't use Goldco because this is an American company. I'm here in Europe. You're absolutely right. And ever since 2016, once every couple of years, I take all my savings and I'm buying something small, either a small apartment, a parking lot, a storage room or something, and it really pays off. I have never planned for any of this.
Yeah.
I knew that I was supposed to do it, and I am doing it. Tomorrow, I'm going to the bank to take a new loan for a new parking lot. I'm buying it tomorrow.
Amazing. Absolutely,
So,
man.
It's absurdly good, and loans shouldn't scare people. Investment in gold shouldn't scare people. It pays off tremendously well.
I've been telling people
at
about
this
Goldco for a while. This listener, he went back in November and bought some gold. It went up plus 14% investment. It increased. So you got to take care of yourself. You got to do it for yourself.
Indeed. And that aside, Mr. Peterson, may I try your biblical question, please?
How do you, first of all, do you trust God?
Yes.
How do you trust God?
By not being one. Trust, that's very close to your last week biblical question. If you trust God, there are already rules and guidelines. And those rules, God's rules, they're eternal, like Him. He's not going to change it because you don't like it. Trusting God means following basically the path. As you said, don't have hatred in your heart. Don't have anger. And when you try to justify that anger, and when you try to, and when I say you, Mr. Peterson, I don't mean you. This is just
No,
how
I know,
see
yeah,
it,
communication.
right?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you start trying to justify anger or adjusting God's rules, you are playing God and you're not trusting God. There are already rules. He's not going to change them. This is why trusting God is basically believing God. You have to believe that what He said is the way you should live. And you're not obligated to live that way. You can live however you want. But there is only one path to heaven and to peace, and that's the one He laid, and you should trust that path. This is how you trust God.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate you responding to the biblical question, and Denny, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. And congratulations in your investments, man. That's the way to go.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. About Sunday, because your church starts at 9 p.m., 9 in the evening. And that's basically the time I go to bed. Every Sunday, I go to bed and I'm playing Jesse Lee Peterson's church.
Amazing.
Because it's remarkable.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Right on.
For those who live in the
Goodbye.
United States, maybe other part, our fellowship starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Doors open at 10:30. You can go to rebuildingaman.com/church for more information. Rebuildingaman.com/church. Thank you, Denny, and stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, man.
As always, Mr. Peterson, God be with you. Kind regards to your audience and your viewers, and all the best, sir.
Absolutely. You too, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now. Amazing.
But yeah, I just wanted to call and comment on your show and on the biblical question.
How
for this week.
do you trust God?
Yes, sir.
And how do you trust God?
By staying in the present, in His presence where He is, and staying out of His way, and let Him do it. Thing that I need done.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's me. It's kind of like back in the day when you had to sit down on the mourner's bench and just think and get out the way. When nothing happened, when I was trying to make it happen, But when I got out the way and let him have it, I could feel the Holy Spirit coming in His presence.
Well, I appreciate you responding to the biblical question, and I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Let me ask us, when you sat on the morning bench,
sir.
did you ever get religion?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you got religion?
I came off. I came off when I gave up. I was trying to get religion, and I wasn't working. So I said, I gave it a shot. I said, I might give it up. Let it give it to you. And if anything happened, it would be on him. And all of a sudden, something happened. Next thing I know, I was off the morning bench.
And you were speaking religion?
I was speaking testimony. I was speaking, thanking him, praising him. That's all I remember.
Nick, you know what the morning bench is?
No.
You don't know what the morning bench? Derek.
No, I'm wondering what. I mean, he answered so quickly. He's like, "Yeah, I had religion on the morning bench."
Yeah, Derek. I wonder if Derek know he black and he's from the South. Derek, do you know what the morning bench is? My producer.
He's responding like he knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I sat on the morning bench and got religion.
What?
Yeah.
When I was.
Yeah, you be 15, 16.
Yeah.
17.
That sounds like you got in trouble.
Yeah,
morning. It's like morning, like you're mourning.
Yeah.
Not like good morning.
I'm thinking, like the morning bench.
Yeah, morning bench. So you're praying to God. What? So you didn't do that there? Come and tell the people what it is. Charles, tell the people what it is as Derek is coming in.
It's a morning bench. It's like when you get a certain age and you get I say 15, 16 years of age, they request, you go to the morning bench and pray to God that, you get your life and find out what life is about and get religion and get into the Holy Spirit. And you would get on there and you would, you pray until you feel the Holy Spirit. And some people would never feel it and would never come off, but they wouldn't give in. They were trying to make themselves, I guess, have a testimony, and we never feel the Holy Spirit. Once you give in, look like the Holy Spirit just take over, and then you come up with a testimony, and you testify to your friends and neighbors.
Yeah, you go around telling everybody your religion.
Yeah, tell your religion. Yeah.
Derek,
and then you get baptized, and then you have to baptize you.
Right. Yeah. After you get religion, you get baptized.
How
many people got baptized with you, or were baptized with you?
Well, me and my brother and I, we went to the same church. My dad's church. He took us. We candidate to church. Other people went to other churches, and different churches had, around Hurstboro, they had, a few churches, and that's in each one. The kids would come off, and I had a lot of brothers and sisters. And they would never come off, Jesse. They would never come off, and everybody was coming off and telling theirs. I told my brother.
What now?
What? I mean, they be committed. My sister, they be committed, man. You wouldn't. My sister, they wouldn't dress up. They wouldn't come. They would mourn. You like to say, would mourn in the morning, but they'd be in prayer.
Yeah.
You be in prayer for like 2 weeks. Prayer service, then you have other church, and you'll come off, but you got to give it to God.
So
let Him do it,
Derek, down in Memphis, Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you sit on the morning bench?
I didn't sit. I watched.
You watched what?
I watched people do it.
Do what? Tell the folks what that is.
Well, they just kind of sit on it's kind of like they just lay over a bench and they just pray for hours, right?
Uh-huh.
And they just pray, and it's a lot of hooping and hollering, at least what I saw. And they just try to talk to God in a way.
And did they get religion?
After church, it'd still be crazy, in my opinion.
What?
After church, they'd go right back to what they was just doing.
So for those who don't know, I want to make it a little clearer. Down in Alabama, in the South, every year they would call revival service, revival meeting. And what they would do is they would, for about a week, every night, every day, or every night for a week, they would have all the sinners to come and sit on the benches of the church, first benches, the rows there of the church, and the rest of the people would pray for you, and the preacher would pray for you, and the people would pray for you on their knees and pray for you, so that you can get born again, saved. And so as teenagers, we would go every night, and we would sit on and pray to God that He save us. And then and then eventually the Spirit hits you, and you get religion. And religion, for example, I remember when I sat on the morning bench, I was there for so long. I like, this ain't working. I was about 15 years old, 16 at best. And so it wasn't working. I was praying to God, and it wasn't working. And so finally, near the last week, the last day of the meeting, revival meeting, I finally asked God, you know what, God, if I done prayed enough to save my soul from burning in hell, let me know tonight.
I did it over the summer. Yeah. That's crazy. Now that I think about it, I did it over the summer one time, and I remember just being on the bench, and I'd see people around me crying, and I'd be like, I'm not praying hard enough. So I was trying to force myself to cry and really get into it. And it was kind of, I felt kind of bad.
But, that's funny. You sat on the bench.
I was like on my knees praying, like over the bench.
At the church service.
Yeah, at the church service. And I would look to my left and I'd see people crying and really giving it their all. And I'd be like, oh, I got to go crazy.
And so when I asked God, you know what, if I prayed enough to save my soul from burning in hell, all of a sudden I got religion. And then when you get the religion, it's like a testimony, but we call it religion. He got religion. And I have a cousin. When he did it, he got religion. He took it would seem like it's so hard on him. He would like go around telling people, and he was like, I had to beg the Lord. I had to beg the Lord. Please, Jesus, I had to beg. That meant he got religion. He finally found God. That makes sense, Nick?
It totally does. I see it now.
Amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, I heard about the Mississippi wave. They call it. They don't call it Mourning's bench, but they call it something else.
The anxious bench.
The anxious bench.
People have stories. Yeah,
amazing, amazing, Charles. Thank you, man. I got to take a break.
Okay, I talked to Annie, but K.R. passed away. K.R. passed away.
Amazing. May her soul rest in peace. Back in a moment. That was fun talking to Charles from Michigan and Derek about the good old days. One day I'll share with you about the religion thing, a little bit more about that. It must be a Southern thing and down Alabama thing. What the? Every Friday is Express Yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
How's the world doing today?
This was the scene in rural Arizona today. Charred debris littering this airport outside Tucson after a deadly midair crash this morning.
Sorry, I asked. I have a question. Was I wrong being in a strip club praying for potential members? Was I wrong for that? A friend of mine is like, oh, you're wrong in this and this. I'm like, no.
From Africa right now. Why Worcester becoming a sanctuary city is important for the transgender and gender diverse populations.
I want you to listen to me. I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't.
Let us remember that the Nazis burned the books on gender sciences.
Never mind.
Where you get that from? What the? Amazing. I want you to know you're possessed and you think you're on your own. You're possessed and you think you're on your own. Isn't that amazing? You are not on your own. Something else is working through you. And the sooner you see that, the sooner you can be free. You have never made a decision, not one day in your life. Human being can't make the decision. What the? You've never had an original idea, not one time in your whole life. You are not in control. You see those people in that courthouse right there, the transgender people? That's not them. They're possessed and don't know it because they've been told, oh, it's you. You are transgender. And they said okay to it. They accept the evil and call it good. Human being, there's nothing good in you. You're no good. And the last thing human beings want to hear that they're no good because the ego wants them to think that they are good, so they have to see that they're no good. And that way, which is the spirit of evil, can live in you. Wake up and take control of your own life. You don't need a leader. You don't need someone else to think for you. And the government and your leaders are never going to let you go. They're not going to tell you, you know what, I'm not going to be your leader. You're going to be the leader of your own life. They're not going to tell you that. The churches are not going to tell you that you're evil and that I really can't do anything for you. They're not going to tell you, I'll point you to the source that can help you. They're not going to tell you that you're evil. They want your money. And they need you to make them your hero so they can feel like, fake feeling, but like a hero. You're using them and they're using you. You can have perfect peace. And if your husband or your wife want to leave and take the children or whatever, okay. See you later. And you wouldn't feel a thing about it if you were free, if you had perfect peace. But now you're devastated if you lose your wife or the wife loses the husband or you lose your children. It's like, oh, my world is gone. Don't you see something wrong with that? This preacher went out to a bar, I guess a bar. Here's a video of a pastor who went from, this pastor's from Faith Moves Church in Houston, Texas. And he was reflecting on whether it was wrong for him to pray for a strip club. I mean, pray at a strip club. Watch this from Instagram.
Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Pastor Samson Order. I have a question. Was I wrong being in a strip club praying for potential members? Was I wrong for that? Because I was asking a friend of mine, he's like, oh, you're wrong in this and this. I'm like, no. God loves everybody. And he wants us to share our love to everybody. So was I wrong for that? Please, somebody tell me.
Am I wrong for trying to be all that I can be? No. Am I wrong for going to a strip tea to pray for thee? Oh, no. Was he wrong there?
Well, I need more details. Did he walk in and instantly say, Lord, these people need help, and started praying? Or did he walk in and was he one of them for a while? You know what I mean? Watching and then he started praying. I wonder when the praying started, is what I want to know.
I don't know all that, but I know he apparently went into a strip club and prayed for the lost. And now his friend told him, you had been up in there. Joel, was he wrong? Joel would know. If you doubt me, listen to Joel Friday TV. Oh, okay. He's telling me. He wouldn't do it, but was he wrong? Joel Friday said that the guy he wouldn't do it. LOL. Joel Friday not sure if the guy was wrong. How about Hake? Was he wrong, Hake? Hake said no. Wow. I'm going to get to your call. I just want to have them come in here just for a minute to tell us why. They don't know about these are my experts. And these type of situations need experts.
I didn't know you were being serious.
This guy's name is Pastor Samson, S-A-M-S-O-N, Samson, Oda. So he went to let's play that again for these guys. And it's from Instagram. He went to a strip club to pray. His friend told him he should not have done that. Now he's wondering, should he have done it?
Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Pastor Samson Order. I have a question. Was I wrong being in a strip club praying for potential members? Was I wrong for that? Because I was asking a friend of mine, he's like, oh, you're wrong in this and this. I'm like, no. God loves everybody. And he wants us to share our love to everybody. So was I wrong for that? Please, somebody tell me.
What do you mean by praying for potential members? These are my experts, folks, and I just want to quickly take a minute to hear their response. James, you said, on here you said, no, he wasn't wrong.
Right.
And why?
Because looking at him, he doesn't look like he was moved or attracted or ashamed or going into temptation with going to this strip club to pray for potential members. So I liked
the strippers. Why can't he just say he went to pray for the strippers?
Right.
Or clients to the strippers.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The guys and people who go. But he sounds like he's African, and all Africans are used to nudity because they're all like naked in Africa. And so they're not moved by that.
Are they chasing lions?
Yeah.
Well,
so they're not necessarily.
I think they have some cities in.
Right, but they're not provoked the way that normal people are by simple nakedness.
Oh, okay.
They're not tempted by that.
And Joel, you said here you wouldn't do it, and you're not sure if you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
I don't know, because I don't know if he's right or wrong. I mean, I don't know that, but to me, for the sake of conversation, to me, it feels like when pastors try to go to the pride, what do you call it?
The pride parade.
Yeah, pride parade. It just feels like
this was a striptease.
Right, but it's like like let people suffer in their hell if they want to. It's like you don't have to. It's not your job to go and try to pray for these people. They don't want to be prayed for, to be honest. So I just feel like he's just wasting his time going there anyway.
And so you're not. So are you saying he should not have gone? You're not sure, or what?
I'm not sure whether he should or shouldn't have, but I wouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you know that they don't want to be prayed for?
Because people that are in their stuff, like who are strippers and caught up in that, typically they know what they're doing. They know their behavior, and
they're working hard for the money.
Right. They know what they're doing, so it's like
working
they don't
hard for the money.
But a lot of them
are
But a lot of them are Christian and they want prayer. They want somebody to care for them.
In a striptease?
Yeah. Not that much.
And that much wanted in the world.
Mary Magdalene, some people speculate that Mary Magdalene had been a prostitute or something.
Who is Mary Magdalene?
Jesus' first
right, but then when she turned,
convert.
But she went.
Jesus' first member of Jesus' church.
Right, but before she was saved, she turned to Jesus to be saved. She wasn't indulging in her stuff, saying, "Give me some prayer."
That's not what The Chosen shows on TV.
It shows her doing it.
It shows her being all possessed and crazy.
No, but
Right, but not at the club.
At the bar.
No, but then after.
And then she's running away from him. He followed her.
But that was when she went back.
I saw it on the movie.
But she went back, right? When she was saved, she went back to the club because she was deceived.
No, you're talking about before she went, right? Before
I'm talking about
Jesus
the
came
first episode.
Yeah, but when she was at the bar, she was talking about
He's talking about a movie. He
Right.
based it on a movie. Nick, what did you say?
I'm not exactly sure. I wouldn't say he's wrong though for going to. I don't think it's wrong to go to a strip club and pray. Like I don't necessarily. I think that's wrong. But I wonder why you need. I don't know if I'd go around looking for members. You know, he's like, I'm going around looking for members.
What member?
No, he said he's praying for potential members.
For potential, right? But he's like,
They're still looking at something.
I don't know if I'd go around looking for members.
I wouldn't ask
Seems
you.
a little wrong.
Right, not assume, but that's what you said.
But I don't think it's wrong to go to the strip club and pray.
Personally, I say Odu had no been up in that strip club. Ain't nobody up in there want no prayer.
Hey, why you gotta pay for him at the strip club?
Right. What are you doing? What Odu doing up in the club? Come on, Odu.
We got it.
Treasure Chest.
Oh, dude, is that his name?
Treasure Chest is open on D Live.
Yeah, Treasure Chest is open. Back in a quick moment. Odu he had no been up in there. So quick. So James, you say
I didn't think it was wrong.
Okay.
I thought he was right.
And Joel, you say we're talking about Odu. Odu went to the dude bar.
And was he
Went to the
praying
strip
inside the club or outside of it?
That's a good point. I don't know. Was he outside there or in? And when he at the bar, did he go to the bar preaching on the outside? He said it went inside. Does he say in the clip if he went inside or not? Yeah, he said he went, but it doesn't say if he went in or out.
I think it sounded like he was in there.
Okay.
But I don't know.
But he didn't say if he went.
Was he caught in there? He's like, I'm praying.
No, he told his friend about it. But those people up in the strip club, they want old dude to come up there and pray to them.
I know. They don't care that he's in there either.
Right. So I say, oh, dude, no, you shouldn't have done that. That ain't had nothing to do with God. Believe me.
They say you can pray if you got money, though.
Evidently.
If you got money, you can pray. But
2 drink minimum.
You got to pay to pray. Did you go skating last night? Does he look like he was skating?
Wow. No, I did not go skating.
Why your eyes look like Joel's eyes?
Maybe the air is dry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, blame it on the fire.
I'm just comfortable.
I'm just glad it's off me.
Joel passed your eyes on to you.
Right.
He got married and passed your eyes on to you. You don't go skating anymore now, right?
Not as
do you?
much. No, not as much.
Does your wife skate?
No.
Hey!
I know.
Got a teacher.
Every time I tell her, she's like, what the? Skate.
So, some of you may have heard that ICE is on the loose out there, making America great again. And because of the evilness of human hearts, there are people who are trying to help the illegal aliens get away from ICE. Can you imagine? I just saw a story this morning where, according to the story, in Los Angeles, there are people working against ICE to help the illegal aliens in Los Angeles. I heard about it in New York or other places like that. But I think that's amazing. And yet, due to the wickedness of human beings, they don't see anything wrong with it. Or they see something wrong with it, but they're okay. CNN quoted a pastor in Portland trying to give illegal sanctuary. What a mess, huh? This is why you don't want these people in your country, because once they get here, it ain't easy to get them out. And then you have other American citizens helping the illegals. follow the money trail. All right. CNN is reporting that, according to the story, there's a young girl who committed suicide, and they are saying that she committed suicide because somebody else was bullying her about her family being immigrants or something like that. This is CNN. A young girl death by suicide. No such thing as by suicide. It's who committed suicide. How you gonna do by suicide? It's all like when she was on death row or something, and she was killed by injection.
Or suicide killed her or something.
How they gonna say by suicide? You commit suicide. You don't buy suicide. What? It's amazing to me that that how the children of the lie, how evil working through human beings, always changing the words to look to give a wrong impression to human nature in order to live, to stay and live in human beings. How are you going to say by suicide? You commit suicide. You do not buy suicide. But this is how they wrote it, right? A young girl death by suicide is being investigated by school police after her mother says she was bullied by other students who hurled insults at her, claiming her family was in the U.S. illegally. Watch this from WFAA.
It was 12 degrees in Gainesville when they carried the casket into St. Mary's Catholic Church, the same church where 11 years earlier, Jocelyn Rojo Carranza was baptized, the same priest now at her funeral mass bidding her goodbye.
In thanksgiving for the life of Jocelyn, because Jocelyn will be remembered forever.
Jocelyn died February 8th, 5 days after she attempted suicide at her home in Gainesville. She would have been 12 years old this June.
The bullying. It's true. It started on the bus. There was a situation on the bus where that started.
Her mom says bullying got so bad at Gainesville Intermediate School that Jocelyn was meeting with a school counselor several times a week. But her mom says they only learned that after her suicide attempt. They say fellow students allegedly taunted her about immigration and what it would be like if her parents were deported.
They would tell me ICE was going to come. They would tell her ICE was going to come and get her parents, and she was going to be here alone.
So whose fault is that? The girl or the parents who it seemed like brought the children here illegally, or they came illegally? I don't know what. Do we supposed to stop ICE now from deporting these people? What are you supposed to do? And who really knows what the real truth is? I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, she was bullied. And because she was bullied, she committed suicide. Whose fault is that you didn't teach your children how to deal with other? And children can be mean. Believe me. Have you ever been a child? Children are not nice. They harass one another. They just say anything they want to one another, and they don't care how you feel. And then they grow up as adults, they try to hide it and pretend to be nice. But children ain't nice. Amazing, huh? Should they have kept that girl in the school? At some point, you, me, and everyone, if you want to be free, you got to take responsibility for your own self as adults. If you want to be free. If you want to live in your life of misery and pretend to be a victim, you can stay there too. and live in your hell. And it sounds, I guess that woman was interpreting for the mother of the child. It appears, I'm not for sure. But it sounds like she never even learned English. What the? What a mess. And there's no such thing as death by suicide. You commit suicide when it happens. All right? One other quick thing I want to show you. And I want you to pay attention to how the media paint these illegal as victims. Illegals are not victims. Just like blacks are not victims, whites are not victims, Jews are not victims, Alaba people are not victims, Chinese are not victims. No such thing as a victim, folks. And you used to know this in the good old days. You lost your way. Well, don't worry. The Great White Hope is bringing it back. Watch this from Fox 11. A formerly incarcerated transgender was allegedly tricked to come outside her home in Montebello, California. It says transgender woman. I don't know what that means. But watch this from Fox 11.
I just needed to sign that I checked and that's it.
It seemed like a simple request by a California parole agent in Montebello.
I just needed to sign that I've been here and I go and that's it.
But it turned out to be a ploy designed to lure Natalie Marinero out of her home and into the custody of ICE agents.
You know, it's hard to find the words to say how the government called here and tricked Natalie and lured her outside and had ICE waiting for her.
It happened on Sunday, January 26th, shortly after 10 in the morning. Natalie, a transgender woman from El Salvador, was living at a New Way of Life, a facility for formerly incarcerated women. Susan Burton is the founder.
For parole to call her and say, come outside and sign papers, and then have ICE waiting for her. Just.
How about amazing?
My heart aches.
Oh, Lord. Mama heart is always aching.
Got him.
I know. What the? Making America white again. Amazing. Is she black or black Mexican? She look like a black Mexican. Well, I think she look black because she got black hair. She got those braids things. And you saw how they said, oh, my heart ache. For them to call inside and have her to come out like, oh, my heart ache. This is why women are supposed to be at home watching over the man's children, not at work. Unless you got to work, you're not married, right? That same transgender, according to this report, in 2005, was convicted of murder. Watch this from Fox 11.
In 2005, Natalie was convicted of second-degree murder and was sent to California State Prison.
Natalie got caught in a bad situation where she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And for that, she paid 17 and a half years. She paid her debt to society. And now she was trying to start anew.
Natalie paid her debt.
Yeah.
Natalie's been making great choices, really working on herself, internally, externally, like the whole package.
Susan Hefner is the housing supervisor. Both women say Natalie is a diligent worker who built a community garden at a New Way of Life. They describe her as a compassionate person.
We love her. We're family.
Natalie, who is seeking asylum, called on the phone from a detention facility in Otay Mesa.
After you were detained, what did they tell you?
They told me that I was getting deported, and I said, why are you going to deport me? You can deport me. I'm going to get tortured in my country.
Oh, go back to your country and change your country. Amazing, huh? I told you once, I've told you twice, and I've told you 1,000 times. Hell is right here on earth. There's another hell that you go to when you drop your body, and it's just a continuation of what you're already living. Hell is right here. That's why you got to overcome you don't have to, but I recommend you overcome the world inside of you so you can overcome it outside of you as well. And you can have heaven right here on earth. There's a mess going on in the world today and in my country. My country is gone. Yes, it appears that the great white hope, Donald Trump, is going to do some amazing things, is doing amazing things. But the one thing he can't do, he cannot change a human heart. He can't change human beings' heart from evil to love. And believe me, the heart is wicked beyond what I can describe. But you can still overcome it if you work on yourself. Before I go to the calls, I got to tell you, Karen Bass is a mess. And I tried to warn the American people, just as I did with the father Messiah, Barack Obama, before he and Big Mama Michelle entered into the White House. I said, don't vote for Barack. Oh, Barack is only going to make things worse. Barack doesn't love America. But the white people voted for him because he spoke well. And they thought, well, maybe we vote for him. The black people would know we love them. And it did not work. And under Obama, we became more divided and more communist than any other time in history of America. And it's only gotten worse. And then I tell you, don't be voting for these black liberals, men and women, but especially women, the men too. They're not going to make America great again. It's not in them. I can't think, and no one has been able to tell me of any blacks that you voted into government. You can't tell me anything that they've done in the last 70 years or so. You can't tell me anything that they have done that made America great again. It made America better. It added to America and made America better. But you keep voting for them. Same thing with Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. I said, don't vote for her. I have debated Karen before. She doesn't know her way out of a paper bag. How's she going to run a city? But you voted for her because she was black and female. And now look what you're getting. According to Daily News, L.A. Mayor Karen Bass has offered an astonishing excuse for her infamous trip to Ghana. Ghana, as her city erupted in wildfire. She was in Ghana, really visiting with the sisters, meaning other black women, saying she went there because no one told her not to. Watch this from Fox 11.
To go to Ghana, which I know you've said was a mistake now. But I just am curious on the thought process behind it.
Right.
Because we know that there was warnings about the weather before you went, and you still went. What was the thought process behind going to Ghana?
So let me just tell you a couple of things. First of all, when the White House called and asked me if I would represent the president, I said yes. It was going to be a very, very short trip.
This is under Joe
over
Biden.
A weekend and 2 business days. We need to look at everything about the preparation and all of that for the fires, because I think when we evaluate that, we will find that although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, although there were warnings, I think our preparation, it wasn't what it typically is, meaning that before there's a major weather event, for example, last week when we knew we were going to get into the rains, you saw us come together and us talk about, get your sandbags, bring the K-rails out. That type of preparation didn't happen. If that had, I will tell you, Alex, I wouldn't have even gone to San Diego, let alone leave the country.
So you have a mayor who didn't know. And that white man trying to understand her mindset. White people trying hard to understand the mindset of the blacks. What's that mindset? Isn't that an amazing question? Anyone want to know, what, Karen, you're the mayor of the city. You were going to Ghana. And you knew the weather was going to be bad. Oh, I didn't know. Isn't that amazing? And you voted for this. White people trying to understand the mindset of the blacks. Even the blacks don't understand the mindset of the blacks. She didn't even know when she took funding from the fire department. All the Karen Bass know how to do is put on a fake grin and pretending that she loved the homeless. And y'all voted for her. Now do you understand why Gavin Newsom is bad enough? You just added to that. The reporter asked what she meant by problems she wasn't aware of.
But what do you mean there were warnings you weren't aware of? Because I know we were talking about it on the news. A lot of people were talking about the problems, warning that this was going to be a huge deal.
So when I talked about it with the fire chief, what she said is that we have warnings of Santa Ana winds a lot, but predicting this, and you saw, from the city, from the county, that level of preparation really didn't happen. So it didn't reach that level to me to say something terrible could happen and maybe you shouldn't have gone on the trip.
Why didn't it happen?
But to me, I don't know. I mean, I think that's one of the things we need to look at. So 2 investigations are taking place. One internal to the city, and that's the Fire Commission, because that's mandated by the city charter. So the commission will hire an outside entity to examine everything, the pre-deployment, why were firefighters sent home, all of that should have taken place that didn't. And then also the governor has contracted with the Fire Safety Research Institute, which is a national institute that investigated what happened in the fires in Maui. So everything that happened, including that, needs to be examined.
So her people going to examine her? What a mess, huh? What y'all don't know? She's the word salad like that other guy, right? What's that woman name? That female that wanted to be president.
Kamala.
Oh yeah, Camilla. Just words. What y'all don't know, white people, you do know it, but you're afraid to say it out loud. Black people don't feel like working. What? She got to go to Ghana. She ain't got time to be trying to think about some fire coming, strong winds, and all that. What? Black people want to go to Ghana. Being mayor is an opportunity to travel, sleep in late, and she ain't got time to be trying to figure out. Look at Camilla, Camilla Harris. She ain't had time to go down to no borders. That's too much work. You want her to go down to the border to try to figure out how to close the border? That's white people stuff. It's been reported that Karen Bass pulled funds from the department after the department begged her for more funds right before the fire. Isn't that amazing? It's been reported. I don't feel like going out there looking at no book to talk about no fun. What y'all talking about? You got enough to put out the little brush fire? Fine. These people are incapable of making America great again. This is why I tremble at the idea that white people will become minority in America after a while. I forgot what year they petitioned that. Think about that. Who will be running America when white people turn their country over to the non-white people? The people of color are here because of the whites. And you turn your house over to them, and what do you expect them to do with it? They didn't build their own house in their own country. How are they going to make it better in your country? And you trust them. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. Black people do not feel like working. They don't even work on their own communities. They don't build business in their own community. They don't do anything about the crime and the drugs in their own community. They go to your, as soon as they get some money, where they go? To the suburbs. They don't face anything around them. And how are they going to make America better? They don't know how. They don't feel like doing it. It's too much work. And you turn America over to them. Thank God that Donald Trump is back, and he looked like he has some good old white folks helping him now to make America great again. Isn't that amazing? I want to know your thoughts on this new app. I really want to hear about this. What do you think about it? This is from Fox 11. Protesters, which launched Tuesday in LA and New York City, give users on-demand access to armed ex-military and law enforcement to chauffeur them around. This first soundbite will make it clear to you. Watch this from X.
Anyone can now have Secret Service level security. I just ordered private security through the Protector app. I literally just searched it up, downloaded it, and picked how many protectors I wanted. You can even choose what they wear and how many cars they roll up in, and then boom! They actually showed up and escorted me. So freaking wild.
Amazing, huh? Talk about an ego. Why he needs so many people to come and escort him. It feels good. It's a thrill. It's a thrill. Here's a user navigating the app and choosing the cheapest option. Watch this.
How many protectors? Let's go with one because I want to see what would the cheapest option be. Now here's the part that got me. You get to pick what they wear. This is the pick dress code section. This one is business formal. We have a business casual. There's tactical casual, and then there's operator. I clicked on the first one. Then you put the details of pickup location, date, pickup time, the duration of protection. The minimum is 5 hours. So I put my alma mater, chose the minimum duration of protection. And then this is what I got. $500, 5 hours, one protector, one car. And then it looks like there's also an annual member fee, $129.
All about the money, and these millennials fall for it just like that. Whomever came up with this app idea, they're going to make buku money off the ego of the millennials. They're going to use it. You put it out there, they say, oh, okay, it's easy, and you can get a thrill from it. Here it is. Here it goes. What do you think about that, Nick?
You know, this is definitely going to do what you said, I think, for sure, because it's an app you can download. Look how easy it is.
Yeah.
But what this is how do I explain this? Like a splitting up of society as it gets tougher to police, as you bring in immigration and things get worse. You have now people with the money still requiring protection. And so that's what these tech companies and stuff are doing. They're splitting up society in a way. Because the people with money will still be able to protect themselves.
Amazing. The millennials and the Zoomers are going to use this stuff. It's a thrill. How you can sit on the app and have 4 people come and pick you up and take you to the airport. What the?
It looked like one of those. Did that lady, that last video we played, it looked like pretty expensive. It looked like over $500 for a trip. You know, maybe for fun once, but this is people with.
So she said it cost $500.
Let me see. What was it? It looked like.
Can you play it really?
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
How many protectors? Let's go with one because I want to see like what would the cheapest option be.
Okay.
Now here's the part that got me. You get to pick what they wear. This is the pick dress code section. This one is business formal. We have a business casual. There's tactical casual, and then there's operator. I clicked on the first one. Then you put the details of like pickup location, date, pickup time, the duration of protection. The minimum is 5 hours. So I put my alma mater, chose the minimum duration of protection. And then this is what I got. $500, 5 hours, one protector, one card. And then it looks like there's also an annual member fee, $129.
Annual member fee, $129. This is for a 5-hour protection for, it looked like one operator or guy, $500. So yeah, this is definitely there's a demographic that would use this for sure. Business people, like, but this demographic would normally not have used this because you just had police and things weren't so crazy. But as things get crazier, that these options start opening up. It's kind of dystopian.
Oh man!
You see what I'm saying?
She was speaking too fast for me. I can understand that.
So
$500. I know how to dress. I didn't understand all that. She was speaking too fast for me. Hey, come and explain it some more. Hey, got
You
some more
have to book
information
for
on it.
at least 5 hours.
5 hours?
It looks like a minimum of 5 hours.
For $500?
Right. Well, I think it's 1,000. Here you go. Come on in.
So go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I think Hake wrote it down here for us.
Oh, okay.
He broke it down.
So break it down, Hake.
Okay, I got this from Morning Brew because I was reading about it there, and they were saying the app charges at least $200 an hour for one driver and one guard, and you have to book at least 5 hours. So that would be 1,000 if you have a driver and a guard.
So already the price cuts out most like Zoomers. We don't have money. They don't have money.
Unless they're like OnlyFans
crypto
girls
bros
or something.
Yeah,
crypto
OnlyFans
bros.
girls or crypto bros.
But I can guarantee you, unless something happened here, the Zoomers and the millennials and Zoom are going to use this.
Oh yeah,
they're going to figure out a way to spend their money on an ego trip.
We were all excited about it talking out there.
See?
Not that we can afford.
Same here.
I'm surprised y'all haven't downloaded the app already.
No, I mean I've already looked it up on the
See?
apps.
But remember that they bring up that United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, who got shot in the back by the Italian activist.
Yes.
He could have been using
allegedly.
That. Yeah, allegedly. He could have been using that, they say.
What do you mean?
It's like Uber, but with guns. Because he got killed and had somebody had his 6, meaning watching his back, he might not have gotten allegedly murdered.
So you're saying that guy could have possibly been using this app or app like
had
that?
they invented the app by that point.
Oh, they had not done that.
They hadn't come out with it.
Oh, so he didn't use this app.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But he sure could have. Maybe these other CEOs might start.
What a mess.
Since they're letting criminals out on the street on the loose.
When I become president, I'm going to get rid of all
apps
and computers, anything but Punch's app.
Nice. Punchy.tv.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. What a mess. I'll let y'all know if these guys use it, all right? Amazing.
It was the 14th spot among the free travel apps behind Uber, Lyft, and a bunch of airlines.
It's on the way.
But it beat Spirit, the Spirit Airlines app.
Somebody is sat down and became very creative as to how to make a bunch of money.
Oh, yeah.
Making your ego feel good. 888-7753-773. Paula, a first-time caller out of L.A. Paula, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, how are you guys?
All is well.
That's great. I was calling because the other day I almost got impeached from my position inside of LA Trade Tech. I'm the ASO treasurer.
No, don't say what you are.
Okay, I won't. But I want to know what's going on with the corruption inside of the school. I have issues with my financial aid. Somebody pulled out a loan out of my name, and I've been trying to get any administrator inside my buildings. I even talked to head people, and because I'm bipolar, they think that I do not know what's going on when I took accounting before.
And so you have asked them to help you figure it out, but they won't help you?
No, so I'm thinking they're corrupted. Yesterday I went to a session in the Department of Mental Health, and for some reason the sheriff's department was inside of the building. And I was explaining this to my psychiatrist because the other day out of my building someone jumped or got pushed out. So it's very obvious that what's going on.
Do you know that your smoke detector is going off?
Say that again?
Your smoke alarm is going off.
There's no smoke alarm going off, sir.
What's that sound noise like? I hear an alarm noise.
I don't know what you're hearing, but it's not in my room, sir. They're trying to prevent me from talking to you.
It means that you got to change the battery on it. I hear a little chip, 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 like a battery is weakened.
I think it's my dog. My dog just barked right now.
I don't know if the dog, but go ahead real fast.
I was explaining that a person jumped or they got murdered inside my building. I don't know what happened, but the police keeps on coming over here and bothering me.
Oh.
So that's why I want to know. What am I supposed to do in that situation?
You could go talk to the manager.
I have already.
Well,
and they don't do nothing about it. They're scared.
Why don't you move?
Because I'm getting this apartment paid by the city. Because I'm going through some situations.
Oh.
I've got evicted from Long Beach. Somebody evicted me from Long Beach for no apparent reason. When I had a contract with Long Beach going through some situations that I had over there.
Are you an illegal alien?
No, I'm a U.S. citizen. That's the reason I don't understand why is this happening to me.
Oh. Have you talked? I don't know what to say because I don't understand the situation. But maybe you should move out.
I can. I gotta wait until they approve me for another one.
Do you have a job?
No, I don't because I was going to school. And I was trying to apply to SSA. And then in the SSA, they said that they couldn't approve me because it looks like someone else is tampering into my stuff.
How old
and
are
it
you?
looks like I don't have a mental illness, which is weird.
You have a mental illness?
That's what they're claiming for a while since 2014.
Do you believe you have a mental illness?
I believe I'm a very aggressive person when it comes to things that I need to speak about.
And are you
and
mentally
some people don't
ill?
understand my conversations.
Are you mentally ill?
I don't think so.
How old
but
are you?
Everybody else, I'm 38.
Oh, and you have family?
I do, but I don't speak to any of them because they have made me go through some stuff that is very uncomfortable to talk about, actually.
You have friends?
I do, but I only have one person that I can truly believe that is my support system.
And what did your support system say about your situation at school and at your apartment?
The person was a witness of everything, and that person feels very uncomfortable when he's seeing all these situations happening to me.
Oh, well, go and talk to your manager and talk to the principal at the school and see what they would do to help you, all right?
Okay.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Peterson.
You're welcome. Amazing. Let me go to Carol, a first-time caller out of New Jersey. Carol, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Peterson. It's very nice to speak with you.
Thank you.
I'm 66 years old, and I've had a weight problem for most of my life. I've always kind of controlled it through diet and exercise, but now it's just been really out of control, and I'm just wondering if you had any thoughts about it.
Let go of the anger, you can let go of the weight.
Would that be?
Come a little close. Come a little closer to your phone.
Okay. Would that be anger in general,
Yes.
or anger for something specific?
No, anger is your anger. Period. You got to forgive so God can take that away, and then you'll be able to eat consciously. And eating consciously, you won't gain weight. You will eat just only what you need.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. You're using food to escape or try to escape. It doesn't really work. But you're using it in the way that a drug addict or alcoholic use drugs. They use it to escape. So the food is not the problem.
Okay.
Your anger is the problem. You got to overcome the anger. You can overcome the food.
Okay. I just have one more quick question. When I do the silent prayer, a lot of things come up, and I've been able to overcome many things.
Right.
But like I said, I was just wondering why this is taking so long.
Well, I want to encourage you to eat consciously. When you sit to eat, don't go unconscious. Don't let the food seduce you. You be aware why you're taking one bite after another one, and that will change.
Okay.
You know how you sit down and you have a nice little meal in front of you, you know, God, and then you do the prayer, you pray or something, and you forget about God at the first bite. But I want you to practice eating consciously.
Okay.
And then do some exercises. You know, take a walk, take a walk every day, and do that kind of stuff. You'll be fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate speaking with you.
You're welcome. Call me again.
I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.